Good morning, sunshines. Don't mind my sexy voice. This is my COVID voice, so you're welcome. You guys, as you jump on, say good morning, sunshine, hashtag GMS. I looked up hashtag GMS the other day. Everyone uses it for everything. I was like, we can take it over. And I've been working on it for like 3 years, but still there's 1 million of them. But you guys, you know what? We're not going to stop. So just keep doing that. Hashtag GMS away. Also, share with me something that you're grateful for this morning. I am so grateful for my health. So grateful for my health. So grateful. I'm grateful usually I can hear. I'm grateful that usually I can taste. I'm grateful that usually I can breathe in a different way. So grateful for all of those things. But we also focus on one of our pieces of our miracle morning routine. Today, let's just touch base on your meditation, your silence, your connecting, right? And your clearing, and just a reminder of how important it is, you guys, for you to make sure that you take the time to clear in order to really just center yourself and start receiving other things to move forward in life. And the consistent busyness of your brain is not going to benefit you long term. So are you doing clearing? How are you doing that? Good morning, sunshine. Eric, how are you? Okay, it's hard to talk. It's fine, guys, so just bear with me for a second here. What to do when you are irritated AF? This is today's conversation. You are welcome. If I would have done this over the weekend, it would have been much more effective, full of tears and all sorts of other things. Today, I think I'm plumb out of those, but I still am going to talk about the situation. So, obviously, I'm fantastic. Thank you, Eric. Obviously, we've been, well, maybe depends on when you watch this, right? But our family finally is going through the whole COVID just excitement, let's just call it, right? Started while we were on a family vacation with 8 of us in a small little, it was perfect, but this cabin up in down in Pagosa Springs, where we were all together, which was so wonderful. We were having our vacation, we were spending time together, and people weren't feeling kind of that good, then not that good, not that good, and then whatever, lo and behold, here we are, right? So that being said, I don't know if you can imagine what it would be like to have 8 people on top of one another in such a setting. And it wasn't bad at first when you're not feeling horrible, but then as things started to settle in and wartime occurs, we're okay, we're kind of getting a little bit unnerved, let's just go ahead and say, right? So, and I don't even want to explain all the situations because they're not all the situations for me to really explain, you guys. But let's just take the example of everybody's just done. We have a vacation until Saturday, but everybody's just done. You guys, let's just pack up. Literally, it's Thanksgiving. We've just eaten. I'm done. Let's just pack up and just go home 3 days early. So now we're all post-Thanksgiving dinner, throwing our crap into bags, right? Getting all of the rest of the stuff from the fridge packed up. We just had a Thanksgiving dinner that we couldn't really even taste, and we pop into the car and drive 6 hours. Actually, it was only 4.5 hours home. And all of the while, you guys, through all of this that I'm going to explain, I am practicing what I teach you guys. I'm practicing what we talk about on a continuous basis, because that's how I know how to cope. And that's what makes me feel so much better about situations. So I'm hoping that the take that you're going to have, the takeaway from this, is how to actually use our practices in real life. Okay, so now here we all are, right? We're packed up. We're on our way home. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my practicing. We get home, days early. And then it's just more of the same, more of everyone annoying everyone, right? Where you are literally just irritated AF from every person around you. And the thing is, you guys, and this is just me, right? They could all explain their situation if they don't do Good Morning Sunshines. For me, right, I'm just sick. This is just, some people don't get sick from COVID. Some people do get sick. Some people feel fine and they just get a runny nose. Some people feel like ass. Obviously there are so many different strains, affects different people different ways. That's not what this conversation is about, right? But I just don't feel good. Meanwhile, I've got a 1-year-old who is also sick, right? I've got a 2-year-old who is rambunctious AF, who wants to play, who wants to do Legos, who wants to do all the things. I'm surprised he hasn't ran down here yet, because I think he just walked in the door. Right? And then I've got my 2 teenagers who are in completely different states, right? Jay's sick, Kinsey who's fine and wants to do all the things. Me and my husband, like they're it's out of control, right? And I am overwhelmed. If you guys, I've been waiting to catch this Good Morning Sunshine of me right after I had Witten, where I was like totally overwhelmed and I was practicing with you guys. And this is what it's been like. So I wanted to kind of just talk to you guys about what to do when you are irritated AF, because guess what? It's going to happen. Like life occurs. Different things are going to go on for you where, yep, like it's bound to happen, right? So number one, you guys, and by the way, this has not been perfect. This has just been me like consistently reminding myself when I feel like I'm about to bubble over or burst into tears to do these different things. So number one is that I've just been accepting the emotions, like I'm like literally I'll be there like, wow, Cal sure is pissed off right now, check her out. Oh, she sure is feeling like frustrated right now. Oh, she sure is sad right now. She sure is overwhelmed right now. And I just accept the emotion. Do you guys remember when we talked about releasing negative emotions? It's in another video if you just look it up. Hi, Rick, come give me huggies. So we talked all about that, about like welcoming it in, about bringing it in, and about just being. And you guys, it helps. Like in real life practice, when I've been like, like over the top, right? It just like would make me like kind of like sit and be calm a little bit, right? So just allowing that instead of like pretending like it's not there. Because remember, that's one of the things that traps those negative emotions in your body. So I've never, in the last year is the first time where I've really started to do that. Before that, you guys, that's what my reaction would be. Oh, just push it away, everything's fine. Push it away, everything's fine. Instead, I'm like, okay, totally understandable that you're freaking out right now. Totally understandable that you're upset, that you're tired, that you're overwhelmed. There's a lot going on, and just accept it. Step number one, and I just be, right? After that, there's this like releasing that just naturally occurs for me. Generally comes in terms of tears for me. So like some utter sobbing, like ugly cry. When was that? Like I had like just like really one big ugly cry a couple days ago, and my daughter, she's the cutest. She's like, do you just need a hug? I'm like, I do. So she just lets me like hug and then just ugly cry, like everything out till I'm like, like that type of thing, just like releasing. And guess what? Some people think that's not okay. You guys, that's okay. That's releasing that energy that's in my body that does not need to be in there, right? So now I've accepted it, I've allowed it to be there, and now I've like done something to release it. And you guys, here's one of the really cool parts is as I was doing that, I remembered to acknowledge the fact that I was releasing other pent up anger, aggression, and sadness that was in my body. And then I'm like, all of a sudden, you guys, I moved straight to my third thing, which is gratitude. Which is what sometimes we talk about right away, but you guys, for anything, you have to go through those first stages. You need to feel it first. You need to release first, and then you can go into your gratitude. If you just go into gratitude and pretend like it's not there, you might be pushing it down and harboring those feelings for a longer time. Does that make sense for some of you guys that have maybe been in that situation, or maybe recognize the next time you start to do that? Yes, absolute gratitude all day long for all of the things we have, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't just take all of that ball of frustration and put it into my lower abs and just own it. Like that is not what I wanted to attempt to do, right? By the way, like my memory in mind is ridiculous, right? On point. So anyways, so at this point, then it took me right into gratitude, right? So as I was releasing and going through that process, acknowledging all of the different things that have left my body. And then I was like, wow, thank you. Like, thank you for this opportunity for release. Thank you for this opportunity to experience these emotions so I could let go of some of the things that have been harboring me probably from the past, right? Thank you for some of those things that are no longer going to be with me after this. And I wouldn't be experiencing it if I didn't get to experience this. And even though this isn't ideal, it's just, it is what it is, you guys. It's not that bad, right? But it's part of life, and it allows me for a release. So then I go into gratitude about that, but then about everything. And I did this with my daughter yesterday for a little while, where we just sat there and we took turns giving gratitude for all of the things around us. And she kind of kept staying in one wheelhouse of what she was, grateful for. And I pushed her to get outside of that, like to the things you don't even think about. When we did the gratitude about the four walls around us, right, about our empty room, I pushed her to get grateful for all of those little things, for all of the, like the soft shirt that you're wearing and how that feels on your skin, and the fact that you have your skin, and that it's, we don't need to do a whole gratitude thing because, right, we do this all the time. But this was my real life practice. And I say this was, but that's not the truth. This is my real life practice. And it's not like I just did that once over the last 8 or 9 days. I've done it over and over and over and over and over again. And I will continue to do it over and over and over and over again. Every single time that I start to feel that feeling of overwhelmness, agitation, irritation, sadness, whatever it is, this is a good practice. So to review, right? When you are irritated AF or some sort of emotion starts to hit you, you guys look at yourself and say, okay, this is what she's feeling right now. Not this is what you are, this is what she's feeling right now, or he's feeling, right? Take yourself out of it. That's why I say she, because I'm looking down on it. This is what that person's feeling right now, and it's okay. And just accept and just sit there and be with that for a second and feel how it starts to melt away. And then after that, allow yourself to feel, or through that, allow yourself to really feel whatever you need to do. What do you need to do to release, right? Is there something like, for most of us, we have to have some way to release all of that energy that's within us. Whether for you that's crying, or going for a run, or doing 100 push-ups, or going out and chopping wood. Like, I don't know, wherever you live, right? So letting go of those emotions, and finally stepping into a space of gratitude for not just the big things in your world, but for everything, and for the situation too. You know, because there's something to be learned from every situation. I'm so grateful that we're going to be healthy for the holidays. I'm so grateful that our family's going to have high immunities. I'm so grateful for the timing that we were over break, so that we didn't have to miss as much of life and school and all the different things. I'm so grateful that we were together, that we weren't quarantined, spreading it out for like 10 days and 10 days and 10 days and 10 days, right? I'm so grateful for all of you guys, everybody who's reached out. I'm so grateful for things about the situation. I'm grateful for my opportunity to release some of these different things. So all of those different pieces, right? Gratitude about the world around you, as well as gratitude about the situation. Okay, that's all I have the energy for today, you guys. I appreciate you being here with me. Good morning, sunshine. Make sure you guys do those couple things. If you have anything to share about your release that you've gone through, if you've been through any of this, if you've done any of that practicing, let us know how it affects you. If you know anybody who's stepping into maybe they're coming down with it, life or the COVID, one of the two, right? Maybe a good thing to share with them. Be sure you go ahead and hit subscribe and like. I promise I'll have more energy in future videos. I'm just not sure how future. All right, guys, love you. Light and love from my humble abode to yours. Bye.